Hey guys, welcome back to the Crown Room. Welcome back to Red Flag April, because that's what this month is all about. We're going to look at red flags that we see with the people around us, the red flags we tend to ignore with the people around us, and the red flags that we tend to not confront within ourselves. So it's still a safe space. We're going to put it on the table and we're going to chop the chat. Joining me today, okay, is one of the best of the best in the league. And I'm very honored to have her here so that we can just take a few nuggets from her. Let me welcome Gigi Girl. Jids.
Yo, what an introduction.
You are very VIP here. You are very VIP.
You are very my second home. This is my second home,
Yes.
actually. This is my second home. I love it, I love it. I love.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
It's so nice to have you back.
I love being back.
And I'm really like, I've been waiting for this conversation. I've been waiting for this chat because I feel like we always talk about it like almost on a daily. You know, we talk about it almost on a daily. So I was like, how about we get the other people to hear some of the conversations that we get to exchange when we're together in the office, whatever. I think it would really be interesting for people to hear what we have to say about this chat. It's not, I don't think it's definitive, so I don't want them to be limited to whatever we're going to share with them. We're just putting a disclaimer, you know, it could differ here and there. This is just from our perspective. All right, so let's get started. So I wanted to start off first by asking, what is a red flag?
That's a tough one. The definition of a red flag. Okay, how
are we going textbook definition, or are we going like textbook definition according to psychology? Or are we going just okay, you can decide?
I think a red flag, it depends on how you define it. I would say a red flag is something that does not align with what you believe, your values, and what you want, and your non-negotiables when it comes to a relationship. So anything that does not sit well with you, or you don't believe when it comes to the relationship space, that would be a red flag.
Okay. Yeah. Because now you just answered my next question, because I was going to ask you, Hore, I was sort of trying to figure out when it comes to red flags. You know, I research a lot about red flags, and when you Google red flags, it gives you a list of things that could be considered red flags. But then I listen also a lot to what you talk about on your podcast, because you talk a lot. I think red flag is another contributing factor to, I get you always talk about attachments and you staying in places where you no longer deserve to be and whatever. I wanted to ask Kore, is a red flag a subjective thing, or is it objective, like is it general? But your answer like just told me that it's subjective, because you're saying according to your beliefs, your values, the standards that you have. So I heard you say, Hori, you want to talk about the types of red flags.
Yeah, like I like what you said. So what's a red flag to me might not be a red flag to you. So that's what people really misunderstand or get wrong. That's why when you Google, they'll give you a list of red flags. But then we don't always have the same preferences, right? That's the truth. So there are a lot of red flags. I think the number one red flag that's been trending a lot is love bombing. And love bombing is actually quite confusing because, you know, I think a lot of us, especially if you have attachment problems and insecure attachment style, if someone says they love you after 2 weeks, you're like, yes, definitely, because I'm great. Why would you not love me? I mean, you have to love me. Like, I'm so awesome, you have to love me. But then when you think about it clearly, what does this person love about you? You need to ask yourself, okay, what does this person love about me? Okay, maybe you've gone on through your 2 dates, or maybe you're texting and you share the details of your day with this person. So is that what they love? But they don't really know who actually Masesi is to the core. They've never seen Masesi angry. They've never seen Masesi upset. They don't know how Masesi shows up for them if they're going through something. So what exactly do they love about you? Yes, it is nice having someone say, I love you after 2 weeks, and someone, you know, showering you with all these gifts and everything.
Yeah, because it's the honeymoon stage.
It's amazing. Yes. We all want that. Like, that is, you know, we want that. But that is love bombing. So we need to be aware. We need to, like I always say, there's a thin line between someone being genuine and someone love bombing you. So you need to always come back and ask yourself, okay, if this person says they love me, what is it about me that they love? You know. And then another one that people confuse with love bombing is future faking. I think a lot of people don't know what future faking.
Future faking.
Future faking.
Delulu.
Do you know what future faking is?
No.
You don't know.
Future faking.
Yeah, future faking. Basically faking the future.
Is it like Delulu?
Not really. Let me give an example.
Okay.
If I say to you, let's say we're dating now, or like, okay, I'm courting you, and I say to you, and then you telling me that, oh, you like going to the spa and all of these things. I'm like, yeah, you know what, babe? I'm gonna open a spa for you. I'm gonna open a business for you. What does that do to your mind? We just met, like maybe we've got like a month dating. We just met. I'm telling you all these things. You're like, yo, Didi is he's the right person.
And it makes you look forward to
the future. So they're faking the future. So it's a manipulation tactic. So they're using that to keep you around because they know you're still, you have hope and faith that whatever that they said is going to happen in the future. So they keep you around. They have no intention of ever doing whatever it is that they said. They do that so that they can keep you around and you stick around for years, months.
Yeah,
you're in that relationship because they said.
It's also like you could say it's a contributing factor to like what makes one stay in places they should have left long ago because of the future that they sold you.
Yeah. A common example is someone saying, okay, no, when we get married, I'll buy you a car. Now you're staying in that relationship with this man, and mind you, this man might actually have the money to buy you a car. But now you're in that relationship because you're waiting for him to marry you so he can buy you a car. Then he can buy you a car now, but he doesn't want to buy you the car. Now he's just saying that he's going to buy you the car when you guys get married. So what do you do as a woman? Even as guys, you beg as well. You audition for marriage.
Yo, hectic.
You audition for you're cleaning, you're cooking. You are, yes, Baba, yes, babe, my babe.
No, you start becoming performative because you want him to eventually be like, okay, now it's time for me to marry her.
Yeah, and the key with people who are very manipulative and use this tactic, they are very good at figuring out what it is that you want. So they dangle it like this. Yes, they're very good at figuring what you want. So the difference between future faking and love bombing. Love bombing is excessive gifts and, love and admiration, like fast. Future faking is saying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then you sit there like, oh my gosh, I met the perfect person. Like they are going to do all these great things for me. But then as time goes, they never do anything. And you're just there in that relationship. And when people ask you, why did you stay for so long? It's because when we started, they said they were going to do XYZ for me. Or when we started, they were behaving a certain way than they are now. So, yeah. And I don't really have the word for this, but a lot of times when people are wearing a mask or being performative, the mask normally falls off after 3 months. After 3 months, it's gone.
90-day rule. Yeah. That's the real 90-day rule.
That's the real 90-day rule. Because the mask falls off.
So what would you say is because I don't want us to run away from this red flag chat, but I want to like digress a bit. Maybe you could tell me or humor me about what could be the underlying contributing factors to someone being the one that does the future faking, or someone actually I want to know about love bombing before you tell me about future faking. Love bombing, what is the whole intention behind that?
Okay, the whole intention behind love bombing is to gain control of the other person and to gain control of the other person and to feel like you are in charge of the relationship. So it's mostly used by narcissists and people who have narcissistic traits. So there's a difference. A person can be a narcissist and a person can not be clinically diagnosed as someone who has narcissistic personality disorder, but they may have narcissistic traits. Yes. Yeah. So a lot of people on social media will say, no, he's a narcissist. He might not really be a narcissist.
We loosely use these words, if we're being honest.
So they might not be a narcissist. They might just have narcissistic traits. So it's mostly used by people who want to gain control and people who are insecure because they want to feel like I'm like
they want to express their dominance, or they want
exactly
to, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost my question.
Love bombing.
No, I wanted to ask. So, do these people know
that they love bombing?
Yes. Are they aware of it?
Okay, here's a tricky part. It's a tricky but some are aware that they
Okay.
are love bombing.
Yeah.
But if you have, we're going back to attachment now. I'm sorry, like I keep going back to this. So if you have an insecure attachment style, now, let's say you have an anxious attachment style, you do it unaware that you love bombing the person. Because remember, if you're someone who has an anxious attachment style, all you want is closeness and connection.
Yeah.
That's all you want. So you give too much too soon.
Okay.
And that can be seen as love bombing.
Okay.
That can, so you are, but the difference is that the difference between someone who's love bombing from a anxiously attached point and then a person who's doing it from a narcissistic point is the intention. The anxious person is doing it because they genuinely want love.
Yeah.
But then also
And they're performing for
love. But then the manner in which they're performing and the way they're going about it is a bit harmful to them, because they will do anything to just be in a relationship and be loved. So they are love bombing the person to say, look at me, pick me, pick me, pick me. I'm the one because I'm willing. Yeah, I'm willing to do XYZ for you. Pick me.
Yeah.
And then the person
I even go over and beyond your expectations. Yeah.
And the person who has narcissistic traits or the narcissist is doing it so that they can get control of you, and so that they know
feed their ego.
And feed their ego. So that's the difference.
Damn. So how would besides love bombing? Oh, you said it's according to the values and standards you have. Because when I was listening to yo, Didi, you fetch us, okay? You fetch us. You fetch us by our hairlines. You listen. You don't hold our hands when you tell us this. Like, I was listening to one of your episodes where you were talking about your latest episode.
Did you type?
Yes.
Or was it?
You know, yeah, that's not your type. You said, "Kana earring, that's not your type. You're attached." Or something like that.
Wait, there's another one where I said you're not in love, you're just attached. And then there's the latest one, I think I was talking about types. I said it's just what you're used to. Your type
you were talking about the fact that we tend to look a lot at how physically attracted we could be to people, and we don't look at you also mentioned a bit of red flags there, that because we're not self-aware, we don't know our preferences.
Yes.
So it's easy for us to compromise and actually just let go of red flags or something that could have been a red flag. So how would you say you personally, how would you say you have compromised your values and actually saw red flags as pink?
Okay, so one thing about me, and I'm being so honest right now, I feel like I'm being naked. One thing about me,
it's a safe space. We cover you with a towel.
For the longest time, I've been apologetic about what I really want in a relationship. And I've always thought, no, I have to be more humble and just, take whatever I receive because this person is showing me just a little bit of like love and affection. And not really standing my ground and saying, no, actually, this is what I want. So that's how I've overlooked red flags and turned red flags into pink flags, So in most of my relationships, honestly, if let's say I've got like 5 things on my list, if the person ticks 3, it's easy for me to overlook the other 2, even if the other 2 are really important to me.
You,
as long as they tick these 3, and also as long as they fill in that void, maybe like I'm bored at that particular point in my life, as long as they fill in that void or they're giving me enough attention. So I like attention. I would like I like attention. When I started going to therapy, I was talking to my therapist and she was like, yes, you like attention. And even before that, my friends used to say, Didi, you love attention. So the minute someone gives me just the right amount of attention, I'm hooked.
You are there.
I'm gone. I'm deep inside, head first, diving in head first.
But it's sad. So real. It is.
It's like, why? Why attention?
You cringe because when you think of those, you cringe. You're like, hey, but I shouldn't have done this.
So that's the thing with me. I like attention, but now I'm aware of it. So as long as someone just gives me the right amount of attention, I'm in. So that's how I've, sort of seen the shade as pink and not red.
Ish. Yeah. Then your friends will tell you, yeah, but red is your favorite color. Then you tell your friends, bye. No, I don't see what you guys are seeing. But deep down, actually there is an element of truth to this thing, because I compromised 1, 2, 3 But now for people,
sorry. Before you continue, I just want to say also, another reason why like it's easy for me to compromise, and I think a lot of people will relate to this, even you, is also scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset, and scarcity mindset is when you think that if I don't accept this person now, or if I don't date this person now, no one else is gonna come. Maybe in the next year or 3 months or whatever. You don't want to be single for too long. You're like, let me just take this person. It's scarcity mindset, and also you don't want to be alone. Yeah, so it's really hard being alone and sitting in that discomfort and sitting in that singleness and just being like, okay, I'm not going to take whatever comes because I know what I want. I know what I want. I'm just not going to accept whatever comes my way.
Sure. I think this could be like a topic for another day, because there's a lot that stems from the scarcity mindset. It's the pressure that your family puts on you, at this certain age. We're expecting you to be, it's the pressure that you put on yourself personally. By 25, maybe it's because of the things that you see your peers are married, whatever. So I think people downplay singlehood a lot, and singlehood contributes a lot to your personal development, because you know what you want to tolerate, what you can't. But now, because of the scarcity mindset that is instilled in you, because of family pressure, your whatever, I think that's what makes us fear being alone.
We all just want to have someone.
I wanna ask you.
Why am I laughing?
I wanna ask you, Ne, what is a red flag that you think a lot of people romanticize?
I think it's gonna have to go back to love bombing.
It is. I want this love bombing thing.
It's gonna have to be love bombing, because it can show up in different ways, eh?
How do we separate or identify between love bombing and actually someone just doing something out of like genuineness? How do you say, or I know this part, it's love bombing because you're doing too much?
That's a good question. So I just want to go back to your first question now. So a red flag that a lot of people miss. I feel that was your first question. So I would say, I'm just gonna give a simple example, like texting. When you're texting someone, when you just met someone, let's say we meet today. I give you my number today.
Yeah.
And then now, okay, it's Friday today, né? It's Friday. We meet today. We're texting, and then now the whole week we're texting. We're sharing like details of each other's day. And okay, what's happening? Like when someone wants too much of your time too soon, yes,
Okay.
that can be a red flag.
Okay.
But we see it as, no, this person is consistent. Is consistent. But are they consistent, or are they just filling their day with whatever you're telling them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one is it? So now back to your second question. What was it again?
Love bombing.
And the difference between someone doing
love bombing and someone doing something like out of genuineness.
Yeah. Okay, that's a tricky one. So I think it also goes back to you also, what you want in a relationship. What you want in a relationship. But I think a person's intentions, they always come up. They always come up. I don't know how to answer this question.
It's tricky.
It is very tricky. It is tricky, but I think a person's intentions always come up, and your intuition also will not lie to you. It will not lie to you.
Because, sorry to interject, my thing now goes back to us saying, Akiri, when we started, we said that what is this, red flag could be subjective, right? It goes according to your standards, your whatever. So there are people out there that actually are being love bombed, but they don't see it as being love bombed.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
I think they definitely are.
And that's their preference.
For example, if you want someone to be head over heels with you within a month, then
because okay, so like for an example, you saying that attention. So if someone love bombs you with a lot of attention, that's at that time, and because now you're dealing with it and you know that attention. So at that time it could be they love bombing you, but you're actually not aware of it, because they are feeding what you actually fall short on, or what this thing is very complex.
Yes,
it's very complex.
It is complex. So yeah, they are actually feeding what I actually want. Yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
see it as love bombing. I see it as like, oh, this person is the perfect person. And in my head, I'm already thinking we're going to get married.
Mm.
Yeah. But they're just probably doing it to get something out of me or just to control me for that.
I think it's a pattern because now they love bombing you. Now you are there, and it's easy for you to fall into the future faking that
Mm,
you were talking about.
mm,
Because now that this person has your attention or you have this person's attention, like I get it, offer attention, and that's
mm,
what you want.
mm.
So it's easy for you to take and believe everything that this person says,
Yes.
to a point where you could actually compromise your values and standards,
Yeah,
and to a
true.
point where you could also compromise what you deem as red flags to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Very true. Yeah. You explained it so well. To a point where I did completely just self abandoned and
Mm.
because
Yo.
yeah, I like the way you explained it so well. Yeah.
I like, yeah, realize. I'm like,
Uh,
it's actually so, you know, we throw around the word a lot. We loosely use the word.
mm,
Oh, he's wearing pink, he's a red flag.
mm,
Oh, he does this. You know, there was an Instagram post that I saw, I think during the week,
mm,
where someone was saying, this person was saying, Hore, we speak psychology language, but we actually don't know and understand the meaning behind the psychology language, that we tend to loosely use terms,
mm,
oh, I have what attachment style. You don't even know. You are self-diagnosing yourself
mm,
because of o bona hore o na le pattern ya 1, 2, 3.
mm,
We don't look at the depth of things.
mm,
So I think we also don't look at the depth of, it's so easy for us to say mamang is a red flag, mamang is a green flag, and they are
mm,
taking this. But there is a very neurological reason behind all
mm,
of those things that we just use as red flag.
mm.
So it's so interesting to actually hear you mention those things. I'm like,
Yeah.
ah,
I actually saw
okay.
you that post. I saw you reposted it. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Did
It's true. It's true.
you see my our friends are going to therapy?
We're getting in notes from them. They're
I'm
in
getting
therapy.
notes
We're
from
getting
my
notes from
friends.
them.
But it's actually so deep.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
actually so deep. You realize, Ori, guys, a red flag is a red flag. It's fine. We joke around and say, Ori, no, if he doesn't call you or if he doesn't respond to your messages after 2 hours, if he doesn't respond to your texts, whatever, if he doesn't call you every day, he's a red flag or
Mm,
whatever.
mm.
That you, like you say, you go to self abandonment. Now I feel like I'm the one talking.
No, carry
But
on.
it's a key
Yeah,
realization,
yeah.
okay, that it leads to self-abandonment.
Yes.
Now you don't know your standards
Mm,
because you are letting people in.
yes.
Yo.
And then what that does, you in that relationship, you walls are down,
Mm,
standards are down, boundaries are down,
mm,
and then okay, God forbid that relationship ends,
mm,
and then after that relationship, you're left standing there wondering, who am I again? Who's Didi?
mm,
Who's my Stacey? Because you've completely let go of
mm,
who you were because of
mm.
this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's so hard for people to come back to who they were or
Mm,
to who they are after a relationship. That's why I don't always advise, well, I don't always advise to jump from one relationship into another,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
in a relationship you learn new things about yourself,
Mm,
you pick up new habits or you pick up new mannerisms. So you just sometimes need time to be by yourself and ask yourself, okay, who am I? Like, who am
mm.
I? Hmm.
Which is another thing that you're talking about in your latest episode, because I was listening to it during the week. Worry, self-awareness is so important
Mm,
because it teaches you to recognize patterns
mm,
in the people that you date.
mm.
Because utoluguti, it's a different person. It like your episodes. I don't know. Maybe ke hloya ke a di kopanya. So
Yeah, I
okay,
remember that
you
one
were talking
also.
about, yes.
Mm,
Okay, you could be dating someone in it's the same person in different bodies.
mm,
So, meaning you didn't necessarily sit back, like take time, go back, reset
mm,
your standards, your values, what you think to you is a non compromisable area and what's so
mm,
not.
mm.
Is it familiarity? Because,
It
mm,
Yeah, it definitely is familiarity. Because honestly, no one wants to start like from scratch. Like, okay, no one you don't want to date someone that you're not who doesn't meet what you're used to.
mm, mm,
And sometimes what you're used to might not always be what's good for you.
mm,
Yeah, that's why
mm,
we need to be self-aware. Um, because if I'm used to maybe a man who is okay, let's say a person who doesn't text me the whole day, like they only call me in the morning and at night. That's what I'm used to. So when I meet someone and they start calling me like 3 times a day, I might end up behaving like someone who's avoidant. Yes, because now you're being too much, you're being too much, you're being too much. So yeah, self-awareness really is important to help you pick up those patterns.
Sure. So how long would you say a talking stage should last?
Okay, it also goes back to preference and also knowing yourself. For me, it also goes back to standards. A talking stage, or rather, let me just mention some of the things that you need to get out of a talking stage or know about a person for any talking stage.
Because I was gonna go there. Yeah.
So very important, name and surname. Very important, guys. You can't be talking to someone you don't know their surname.
You're a South African citizen. Where do you come from? Where is your family from?
You know, sometimes on a talking stage, some people you end up sleeping with someone, but you don't know their surname. Like, hello, what's
you don't
going
even know
on?
their name. You don't even know their name.
Name and surname, very important. You need to know what they want out of a relationship. Are you guys looking for the same thing? That is very important. And also, what else is important in talking stage? Yes, and your compatibility, your lifestyle. If they're compatible, that's also good. That's a green flag. That's a green flag. And then other things, it's just things that you prefer about a person. So for me, I'll use myself as an example. I don't want to be in a talking stage for a month. Like if I give you my number, I don't have time. If I give you my number today, you've got it. Okay, the last guy I was talking to. No, you've got like, okay, originally, if I'm running a strict program, originally,
we're running a strict.
Originally, if let's cut that. Cut that's fucked up. It's done. But originally, if I'm sticking to my program, I give a person 3 days, like, okay, to contact me and try to plan a date. Okay. And then within a week, we must have planned a date. Because I'm not going to sit and talk to you for like 2 weeks, because I know myself. I have an anxious attachment style. I get easily attached to people. So every time my phone pings, I'm going to think it's you. So I'm already, an attachment is being formed, and I don't want that. So that's another way of me protecting myself. I don't want that. So within a week, we must know what we're doing. Then we go on the first date. Okay, we'll have the date. And it really depends on whether we get along or how the vibes are. And then, okay, maybe then we'll decide to get in a relationship, and then they'll ask me to be their girlfriend. But I don't
How long do you take before you get?
Anyway, I like to like go on 5 dates before. Like I like to go on 5 dates and really get to know a person. And yeah, I like.
That's the part where you have your guard up, because now you're looking at all of these things, which is, sorry, this is what I want to squeeze in now. When do you notice the emotional unavailability that this person has? Because I think a lot in talking stages, we chase a lot of dates. We enjoy the thrill of going somewhere with someone, you know, we've just met, they're so attractive, that we tend to overlook these standards that we've set for ourselves. You only realize 6 months down the line, or actually I was in an emotionally unavailable relationship, was with an emotionally unavailable. We don't focus on the emotional aspect.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to quickly go back to when I said like I like to go on 5 dates. So I don't want people to get fixated on the number of dates that they go on with the person, and then they'll say, after 5 dates, then this person's going to be the right person. No. It can even be after the second date, as long as you guys align. Remember, I said if your lifestyles align, you guys have the same values and the same beliefs, and if you want the same thing. And also the best way to really pick up, an easy way to pick up if someone is emotionally unavailable. People are emotionally unavailable. They don't believe in dates. They don't like going on dates.
Okay.
Especially
so
the men.
About gaslighting, banana, when we say we want we want to go on dates and stuff like that.
They don't like
red flags. Red flag.
You might get one date out of them, and then the second date, obviously they'll want like maybe you to come over and do something physical. That's always the first indication. And then even if after something physical, you might think, okay, now he's going to ask me to be in a relationship. And it never comes. It never happens. It never happens. And then you guys just end up having like a situationship, and then next thing, all of a sudden, he's not really into
and now
being in a
you
relationship.
realize, well, this person is not emotionally
Is
available,
not,
but you should have seen a long time ago
yeah,
with the patterns that this person presents to you.
yeah. And also some who are very good, they will go on dates because they like eating good food, they like being in the presence of a nice woman. I'm gonna tap into the woman now. I'm focusing on the men. They like being in the presence of a nice woman, they like they like that. They will take you on the date, but then on the date, either they talk about themselves, and half of the things they say might be lies, or they, when you're talking, they're not really listening, or they don't ask you anything about yourself.
Yeah.
Or when you ask, they never go like deep, like they just give you surface level stuff
So
about
they're
themselves.
self-absorbed.
Yeah, they're very self-absorbed. They'll talk about maybe their work, but never really anything like deep and emotional.
In depth. Yeah. Okay.
They never do
Just
that.
surface level things.
Yeah. So, and also as women, some women or some men, some people are emotionally unavailable, but they're not aware. You'll say, I want to be in a relationship, but when you get in a relationship, you are,
Yes,
so maybe it's not a relationship that you want. It's just the attention or
the
to
feeling
feed
of a
your ego,
relationship without the title of a relationship.
Yeah.
Because I think most of the time, we always I love the fact that you want to bring a gender aspect to this, because most we think it's just men that do this, but there are actually women that also do this thing. They just want the feeling of belonging, but just without the title.
Exactly. They want the flowers, they want the dates, they also want something to post on Instagram, they want flowers to post on TikTok. So, but they're actually not emotionally available. They're not. Yeah. They're not. And also, again, you can be emotionally unavailable and say you really want to be in a relationship, but deep down where you are right now in your life, you can't really take on the pressure of a relationship, but you want that. And then what will happen is that you might actually attract people who are also emotionally unavailable, and it's just a continuous cycle. And for you it works because you remember you're emotionally unavailable, you're meeting someone who's emotionally unavailable. It works for you because you don't have to go like deep down and deal with the deep things of a relationship.
So it's a red flag dating a red flag.
Yeah, it's just surface level. So the pressure, there's no pressure.
Yeah. Red flag.
Because honestly speaking, guys, a relationship it requires a lot from a person.
Investment.
It's an investment. So if you are emotionally unavailable and you meet someone who's emotionally unavailable, you guys are just surface level. It's vibes and vibes. There's no pressure to show up authentically, to show up vulnerably. There is no pressure.
Yeah. But you could say I'm wrong. I think it's
let's just enjoy each other.
Let the red flags date each other.
Let's go.
But it's so painful when you're the one that's not the red flag and you're looking. Look at it requires a huge level of self-awareness. Like, yo, okay.
And I don't think, what? Growing up, it wasn't always like this. It's because now we're older or we know more. Like if you're in high school, if you got in a relationship, but like even in varsity, it's like first grade, like it wasn't this like deep. Now it's like it's deep.
We're gonna get there now. Talking about how age is now, because I wanted to answer you. I wanted to respond and say I think age is playing a factor. And in one of the episodes that I had with Ghost Lady, we were also talking about the frontal lobe development. Didi, I cannot explain this. I still need to understand the science behind this. But you just wake up and you know what you want, man. Like you know what you want. And I feel like life gets deeper as you grow up.
It does. So the thing about the prefrontal cortex, it develops from the age of 25. Yeah, it develops from the age of 25. It goes into full development from the age of 25, and then fully developed late 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you just wake up and it just clicks. But it happens like that if you had a seamless development from childhood. There was no trauma in your childhood. If there was trauma in your childhood, it might not happen like that. Maybe the development of your prefrontal cortex might be a bit slower compared to that of someone who had a seamless childhood and development. There was no trauma. They, they lived a very okay life. I don't want to say okay life. So yes.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But it could be a contributing factor to why no Rabona depth in a lot of things. Like things I think it's just the seriousness that comes with the age. Like you realize, okay, bro, I'm no longer 17. You know, there's that silent pressure that you feel on yourself, whether you like it or not, whether we motivate people or not. Yeah, no, you're still young, man. So, you know, someone just got married at age 40, but you start realizing the seriousness of your availability when it comes to, or not your availability, your capacity of investment when it comes to relationships, regardless of the nature, your friendships, your whatever, your whatever, your whatever. I think I don't think all of us experience this. I think it's just a selective few. You come to a certain level of self awareness of it. Actually, I think this is what's holding me back. Now you start analyzing, hore, oh, there's so many red flags. I'm going back to Ntwane, hore, hey, what cringe, man. You're like, yo.
When you look back, you're like, hey,
Being dating to a thing and I'm
what was I doing?
Okay, not money as per se, but like unemployed.
Yes, and it also goes back to now, even at the last episode, the type episode. You now realize that maybe I'm not really into physical features that much, or maybe physical features are not that important for me.
Yes.
Maybe someone who can provide security is more important than a person who has a six-pack. You know, something like that.
Character.
Yeah, character.
Yeah. So I wanted us to also like because we were talking a lot about love bombing and bo kind of in the core narcissist people who suffer from convenient amnesia. Let's also talk about ghosting, nonchalant people like I feel like there's a lot of red flags. Mine is ghosting.
Do you
That's why
ghost?
I was asking
You ghost
you.
people? No. But this ghosting is hurtful. Yeah, it is so hurtful.
It shows up in more in friendships than actually in a relationship aspect.
Okay, so when do you ghost? When what happens?
Yo, Didi, if you and I fight now, if we argue, like I don't like arguing with my friends, first and foremost. And it makes me feel somehow, okay, it used to make me feel somehow, because no, I get it, it's something that I'm aware of. And I try to work on it as best as I can. But back then, like, it's a very uncomfortable situation for me. Like I just told you now, Hore, I treat people a certain way and I hold them to a certain standard. So if you treat me below that, I don't receive it well. So instead of me actually coming to confront you and actually tell you, Hore, Maradi, I don't feel like this is a reciprocation happening here. I feel like I'm giving you more than you're giving me because it's easy for you to mistreat me or get in an argument with me without actually hearing my point, whatever the case is. So I silently go quiet. And I think that's an element of ghosting. Because instead of me confronting, yo, me, I'm sorry, I will ghost.
But then you know what? You look like someone who is not scared of like facing like someone head on, like confronting someone. Or are you scared of, are you not confident in confronting people if they're your friends or if you have like a relationship with them?
I think it depends on the dynamic of the relationship that we have. If you give me, if like I know we have that platform where we are able to speak about such or have uncomfortable conversations, because there are some of my friends I've had uncomfortable conversations with, and I said, I think it also like is this actually, does this matter? Like, will this matter? Does this friend is this friendship fruitful? If I see hore, actually it's a build-up of you did something, it pissed me off. You did something, it pissed me off. I overlook a lot of things.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I just reached that point where I'm no. Please show me. Please show me. But I'm not aware of it. I only become aware of it. Yo, did it 5 months later? I'm like, yo, what's that kid to validity 5 months ago? And you would reach out to me, like you would talk to me like when I get when nothing happened, but you can see I've distanced myself. So it happens a lot like that with my friends where I don't voice out. I'm a silent leaver. I'm just gonna say, please show me, I'm out. Like now the conversation that we were having off camera, I tend to do that a lot with my friends. If I start, hey guys, wa bona o ikwalla ka kamoreng o tla di bala gore ke beye list ya bakgotsi ba ka gore actually when I went through X, Y, and Z, or in 2024 when I went through this and that and that, I'm gonna start analyzing who was there. And if you were not there, and now it's 2026, and you're coming to me and expect me to show up for you in a certain way, in a different way than maybe I expected you to show up for me, I'm just gonna silently remove myself. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna, and it's so difficult because I want to express why I'm behaving the way I am, but then I don't want it to appear as if ne ke tshwere leqhoko or ke ne ke tshwere grudge. But it's one of the things that hurt me, bro. But I think it's 2 years later. I don't want to talk about it, but I'd rather not show up for you. I'm sorry. I hope you receive it well. I hope one day, we can go to Plato, sit down, over a cup of coffee. It's toxic. Yeah, I don't realize.
But I get where you're coming from, because I think I'm also like that. Most of my friendships, they fizzle out because there was no communication. Maybe the person did something that I didn't like, and then instead of me communicating it and saying I didn't like what you did, I'll just and now that you mention it, I think I also do ghost then. Yeah, now that you mention it, I wasn't aware of it. Now, yeah, so I just step back until they come and try to win me back again. So it's very easy to win me back in a friendship, until you come back and you're like, oh, then I will come back to you. But I don't like talking about things, and I think it's something we need to work on, actually.
That's what I'm saying. There are those subtle red flags that you actually also have, but you don't look at them because we tend to project it a lot to other people.
Yes, yeah. We always come across as, no, I'm the victim. But what part did you play?
Victimize it. Wow. Yo, we spoke about a lot, ne? And I think we touched on a lot of things where we see hore. We struggle to identify red flags because of parts of us that haven't healed, not being self-aware, and our attachment styles, our level of self-awareness when it comes to the things that we should tolerate and the things that we shouldn't tolerate. Like not hearing from other people, because it's so easy to watch TikTok videos. Someone will say, oh, me, I don't like guys that do this, and you take that and project it onto yourself, or oh, I can't. But it actually isn't your tolerance, or do you understand? Because I remember bringing up saying ghosting, nonchalant people. Okay, personally, I don't like unnatural people. I don't like not. That's not the question.
Okay.
That's not the question. No, wait. Allow me to go there. So we talk about failing to identify red flags within ourselves. Now we just spoke about the friendship thing and stuff like that. Now, do you think we attract? Because you touched a bit on this, but now I want you to. Do we attract what we are? Like, yeah, or what we haven't healed.
So I wouldn't say we attract what we are. I think we entertain what we haven't healed.
Sure.
Because you attract a lot of people, and then you decide what you entertain. So if two people stand right in front of me and they like me, and then I'm gonna go to the one who's familiar, has things in characteristics in them that ignite something in me. And sometimes it might be they might ignite my unhealed wound. So I'm gonna lean towards them instead of the other person.
That might actually bring healing.
Yes. Or so something new, or stability. Yes.
So it just exposes also a part of ourselves that is afraid of stepping out of comfortability. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need to pick that up?
I don't know. Okay, no.
Okay. So it yeah, that is very interesting actually. What is the human behavior behind that? Like, why is it so easy for us to lean more towards things that we're familiar with, and why we're scared of going outside of our comfort zones?
I think simply put, it's because it feels safe. We know how to work around it. We know how to manage it. You know how to, if I'm used to a certain type of person, I know how to deal with them if they maybe step out of line. I know how to deal with them. And And if it's someone new, I don't know how I would deal with that person. So it's going to be frustrating, confusing for me. So I'd rather just stick to what I know, what feels safe, and what feels familiar.
And it shows up in different people.
Yeah.
But you don't recognize the pattern until that person, like you, like I get in a relationship with Tabo now. Tabo behaves like 1, 2, 3, and I only realize the red flags after the relationship ended. Officially, it's done, and I move from Tabo. But I now know, okay, yeah, but yeah, Tabo, this is a red flag for me because he behaved like he was emotionally unavailable. He used to do this. He used to ghost me. He used to gaslight me. He used to whatever. And sometimes we think because Tabo presented it in a he presented it. I'm so sorry to all the Tabos out there. It's just names. It's not that deep. He presented it in aggressive ways.
Yeah.
We think that's what we need to look out for. So he's a manipulator. He's a gaslighter. You know, he ghosts and what's so not. And comes Glenn. Glenn is a Tabo, but he's not aggressive with the approach of manipulation. So we don't see the red flags.
Because Tabo was coming in very strong.
Yes.
Glenn is working his way. He and I think that's the most dangerous person actually.
The one who subtle.
Yes, the one who's subtle.
Who's not upfront about it. Yo.
That's the most dangerous person. Yeah.
But you only start realizing after certain points, okay, you actually tolerated the same thing that you tolerated Gotham.
Yeah.
The behaviors, the patterns.
It was just different.
Yeah, bodies. There's just different faces.
Yeah, just different. Yeah.
But the behavior is the same. So that means you could also be the problem.
Yes. Yes. I like that you're going down that route now.
I love it.
You could also be the problem. You know, it's so easy to say people are red flags. Yes. But what about your behavior in a relationship that is making the other person behave a certain way? And I'm not saying I'm not victim blaming. But you know, you should also know, okay, let's say for example me, I know I tend to be very clingy and sometimes very needy. So I know sometimes that can be a bit too much for some people. You know, it can be, and I know for a fact I know I can be a bit too I can be a bit too much. And so you need to know yourself also, like, okay, what are my red flags? What am I doing, and why am I entertaining these type of people all the time? Like, you know.
Can you maybe give us an example of a time where you realized that you were tolerating the same person just in a different body? Which red flags have you tolerated?
I have so many examples. It's embarrassing.
We want to know.
It is so embarrassing. Oh my goodness. I haven't start. Oh my goodness, guys, this is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Please repeat your question again, sir.
Yeah, which red flags have you tolerated? Yeah. What's up, boy? Actually, it's the same pattern, just a different person.
So there was a time when I was so obsessed with getting married.
Yo.
I was obsessed with getting married. Okay. And you know why? It was because someone feature faked me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said, no, I'm gonna marry you, whatever, whatnot. And then that relationship ended. So that guy, he had a wife, right? He had a wife, and then he didn't tell me that he had a wife. I only found out later. And then, yes, I know I was wrong for this, but I decided to stay. I decided to stay. I stayed.
So we listen, we don't judge.
Yeah, I decided to stay in the relationship, and he said he's going to take me as a second wife. And I said, oh, yeah, sure, no problem.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for laughing. I'm so sorry. Like, this is, no, because you're triggering something in me. Yes.
I was like, yeah, sure. You know, I'm gonna chill. Never happened because I'm sitting here. Never happened. It never happened.
Like, and actually, he's a red flag.
Yeah, it never happened, and he was so inconsistent. I don't know how to explain this. With him in that relationship, I felt so safe, but then I was anxious the whole entire time. I don't know how to explain it. He was not consistent. He would go 2 days without talking to me, and I would still be there whenever he said, okay, babe, I'm in town, come see me. I'd go running. Like, I'd go running. I'd be there, you know. And then eventually he ghosted me. He ghosted me for 9 months and came back after 9 months.
And you're still taking back.
I still took him back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
I've
ghosted
also
me.
experienced an exact similar
So
situation.
in those 9 months, because I was so used to how
That
he was
pattern.
that pattern, I dated someone. And let me tell you, on our first date, me and this guy, the guy who said he was going to marry me, our first date, he took me to Hagtis. It was so nice. It was so then fast forward, it's in the 9 months now where my life is upside down. I am all over the place. I meet this guy, and this guy physically is not someone I would go for, and even age-wise is not somebody I would go for.
It's still married guy.
No, it's a new guy now. So the new guy, the married guy, ghosted me, and now there's a new guy now. Physically, this guy is not somebody I would go for, you know. But the minute that he mentioned that he has a place in Hagtis,
let's go!
I was like, oh, let's go!
Let's go, baby boy.
I know I sound very materialistic right now, but guys, that was a different time.
No, it is. It's deep though. It's not more like besides the materialistic part. I get that.
And also, a part of me, I went with him. I decided to date him because I was trying to redo that relationship with that guy. Come to find out that this guy's also married. Come to find out that he's also married. And I think in my head, a part of me was like, if I can do things differently than I did them in that relationship, this one won't ghost me. So I think I was blaming myself for the other one ghosting me, you know? And in this relationship, it was still the same thing. He was still inconsistent, and I just stayed. And it was an on and off.
It's the same pattern.
Yeah, it was an on and off relationship for like 3 years. Just leaving, coming back, leaving, coming back. And to me, someone who was inconsistent was no longer a red flag for me anymore. Because it was the norm. It was what I was used to. It was the norm. But now, inconsistency, I catch it. I'm like, hey, you're not going to do that shit with me. It was the norm. But I was so used to someone going like 2 days without not talking to me, and I'm in a relationship.
Yeah. And now I get now where your standards are sort of shaped by the experiences that you've had. Yo, dates. You cringe when you think about those things. You cringe, but I think it's not a setback. It's more of a comeback because now you know and you realize better. I've also been in a similar situation. Ooh,
yeah,
shame.
and before you continue, like I just want to, when you said my standards, where my standards come from now, and with those two guys, after them, I started thinking maybe it's okay to be a side chick. You know, maybe it's okay. And but now I wouldn't, like, I speak against being a side chick because I know it's where's the self-respect? Because when I look at myself in those situations, I realize that I didn't really respect myself. Why was I tolerating that? You understand? But at the time I was like, no, it's okay to be a side chick.
But it also comes from the fact that you don't know what also makes you attract people that are married and they see you as something they could have on the side. So it alters your brain.
Exactly.
It alters your brain.
It does.
So that's what I'm saying. It alters your brain, like, maybe, yeah, I've been attracting people that are in relationships.
So maybe I'm meant to be a second wife. Maybe I'm meant to be in a and that was the thing. I started thinking like, okay, maybe I started being open to polygamy. I started thinking, okay, maybe I'm meant to be with a married man because the last two relationships I started thinking that. That was my thought pattern. And I realized that, okay, now it's getting out of hand. Now it is getting out of hand. Yeah.
Sure, the girl is woke now. I love it. I really love it because it's a comeback. It's a comeback. Yeah. We tolerate a lot, man. And I don't think this was meant to be sort of a shame on men or anything like that. But it's, man, sometimes we are the ones that are more that realizes these things more than it is with men. So I think it's easier for us to talk from a woman perspective. I don't want people to be under the idea yahori we're bashing the other gender. That's why I'm saying it's so important to also have a certain level of awareness. It doesn't just apply to females, it also applies to males. Yeah, now he probably gets in something with someone that isn't like he knows hore, he's in a relationship with a girl that's engaged some way or but the thing is men most of the time men love themselves. Yo, men know what they want. Men do what and they don't compromise on
No,
that.
no, but we do.
Yo,
We do.
oh Kosiam.
We definitely do. We start thinking, oh no.
But I'm glad you've bounced back.
I'm also
Sure.
glad.
What a nice way to wrap this up.
That's so embarrassing.
Oh
That
my
story is just
gosh.
like,
My girl. I wish you had time. I would listen. You. Don't worry. This year it's on, next year it's off. Yo. Naganel on every December ish. Towards the end of the year.
it has seasons, it has
Oh, the
seasons.
new year. Ghost. Towards the end of the year. Come back.
It has
Yo.
seasons.
I said
It was
no. Actually,
seasonal.
Joe, you're being disrespectful. No, don't do that. We've
Seasonal.
bounced back though.
Seasonal relationships.
Ah, it's giving. Find out on the next episode. Yo, and you're still holding on to that thing.
Yay.
Like you're saying, no, maybe this time it will be different. Maybe this time it will be different, and it's not. It even gets worse. Because what Bona no, to some point, Leona, it's like they're testing if they still have some accessibility,
True.
and you're still availing yourself. Yo.
We should talk about that another day. Yeah, access.
Girls, boys, love yourselves. It's not worth it. Take it from us. Maybe there's a 16-year-old who's yet to experience, at least the big sisters are here to guide you. We are here to hold your hand. Maybe we didn't hold your hand through it, but you should be able to recognize it because there are people that can't afford therapy. So it's always such a nice opportunity when I have someone like you because were you a therapy before? The thing, a therapist?
I was a counselor.
Okay, but it's one and the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's so nice to hear from you. Free therapy. Let's say it's free. It's free therapy, and I thank you so much for your contribution to this episode. Like I really enjoyed. I think there's also some things that I now need to go back and actually analyze on. Okay, yo, maybe I was downplaying this part a bit because me, I did say in the previous episode, okay, me, it's not easy for me to hold myself accountable, but it's so easy for you to hold other people accountable.
Yes, yeah.
It's so easy for me to confront you. It's so easy for me to be aggressive about my approach when it comes to something that you didn't do to me. But it's difficult for me to acknowledge the red flags that I could have played a part of or been to someone else. So thank you so much. Do you have any last words to our viewers?
I had so much fun. It's always a good time being here. It's always a good time at the Kong room. I love it. And yeah, guys, please don't judge me my embarrassing story.
No, man.
Yeah,
we listen, we
live and we
don't
learn.
judge. Yeah, we listen, we don't judge. We listen, we don't judge. I promise you.
Yeah, we live and we learn. This is a safe space, and I'm glad I felt safe enough to express and
I was
speak
about
my
to say
truth.
thank you for trusting this space because more than anything, it's just lessons that we've learned. It's just lessons that we've learned. I wanted to say something. Oh, I think if people want to know more on, because you talk a lot about it in depth on your podcast. So I think I just wanted to bring the fun element, the red flags, the whatever, but it's very they're intertwined, if I can say that. It's intertwined things because there's a certain level of self-awareness, there's a certain level of tolerance, whatever. So from a girl's girl, she's a girl's girl, and I love that. I really love that she's looking out for us. So you should go to her podcast and listen. Just know that she doesn't hold your hand sometimes.
And I think just lastly, I just want to say if you are in a situation right now where you feel like you are stuck with someone or you're tolerating red flags or you don't know how to get out of it and you keep going back to someone, please don't be harsh on yourself.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Don't be harsh on yourself. Keep listening to us. Eventually one day you will
have the courage to leave.
Yeah, you will have the courage to leave. So take it easy on yourself. Don't be too harsh on yourself.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Please don't forget to share. Maybe someone needs to hear this. Please don't forget to comment. We would also like to hear from you what red flags you've tolerated. And please don't forget to subscribe so that you can see the next episode and what we have for you in the crown room. A lot of love from me and the lovely Dee. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.